Good morning, guys. Quick sound check. Let me know if you can hear me. The sound is good. Awesome. Thank you. We'll post this up on IG here real quick. Maybe. All right. Should be good to go. All right. Taking a look at where we are. We got about 6 minutes here until the bell. We got an interesting looking situation on our hands here today. I think the first thing to kind of keep in mind here is, which I don't necessarily plan on being around for either of these events on the day, but we have Trump set to speak at 12:15, and we have the meeting minutes at 2 o'clock. Now, the meeting minutes, we already know what they are, so I don't expect that to be anything necessarily too concerning or worth sticking around for potentially. Every now and then we get some extra moves off that, but for the most part, everything should already be known here. So if you are going to be around for that, I think keep that in mind. Obviously, Trump could say something leading into that, or obviously say something while he's speaking, of course, that could move the markets. So be aware of that around 12:15. I'm assuming he'll probably be a little bit late as per the norm, and yeah. But my goal is to be done essentially before then. So in terms of the S&Ps here, I think we have to be extra patient this morning. But in terms of S&Ps here, we're pretty much smack right in the middle of two levels here. We've got 66.21s below, and we've got 66.72s above, and we're currently, 20 points from the downside, 30 points from the upside here, give or take. So I don't love where we're at. We're essentially just kind of gapping to the middle of everything from yesterday. When you look at, overall percentage change, everything's about the same. The Dow's the only thing, it's down 0.03%. But S&Ps are up 0.09 at this point, so there's really nothing there, I don't think, to kind of work with. So we have these 410s down here in the NASDAQ that's held us. We're just kind of chilling right here now, somewhat middle-ish of the range from yesterday. And we need to break one way or the other, or something to happen in order to potentially step in and do anything there. So I'm slightly bullish biased down here just overall. Russell Dow's the same thing, but I'm slightly bullish biased overall just from the pure idea of 410s holding us. We did come down and we had that 1010 low was 24,384 quarters, and we came down yesterday, traded 24,376 quarters, so like I don't know, 8 points through that level, and then managed to, essentially rally. I mean, we had a 450 point range on the day yesterday, but we managed to rally off 400s, 410s, basically 400 points. We got to 804s. So a pretty impressive kind of rally from that, and now we're back in the middle of that. So it's an interesting spot just from the standpoint of like, yeah, we could hold 410s for sure, and that would make a ton of sense. But it would be a little bit better if we weren't gapping essentially where we're at now. Like if we were opening above yesterday's kind of highs, let's call it 100 points higher from here, and we're at 720s, 730s. It was a little bit better. If we were, opening a little bit further down around like 530s, then it like, okay, maybe we're going to retest 410s and then try and go higher, or 410s fails and we try and go lower. But at the moment, we're just kind of stuck in that sort of no man's land that I think we kind of just have to wait for. So, and see what it wants to do. But, yeah, I think that's it. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, I think that's about it. Gold here, obviously we got a big move. We got about a minute and 20 seconds till the bell there. Gold got a nice move, but I don't really know that there's much to do with it up here. I'm kind of just watching to see what we do at like 41.01s. There's no technical level there or anything like that. Just this little pivot from pre-market session there, right towards the open that I have marked out. And then in silver here, we got the big move, but we're kind of fading it, up 1.78%. So I'm just going to kind of try and stay super nimble here this morning and kind of figure out what the market wants to do. Volume's good. We're at 255,000 contracts, so we're fine there. We're just not in the greatest of locations here. So, but yeah, that's my game plan. I mean, we are getting some weakness here in a couple of individual names. And we're also getting a gap up in things like Nvidia, small gap up in Tesla. So I'm not super sold one way or the other. At the moment, it kind of looks like we might want to go revisit those 410s before we do anything. NASDAQ wanting to try and pop a little bit here now. Yeah, and quickly faded right back down. Opening range of about 53 points there. Opening print is at 1275s. Like I said, I don't think there's any reason to rush this. If we do stay pretty contained inside yesterday's range, yes, it's a big range, but there's not a lot to like really kind of do with inside that range. Nasdaq trying to go a little lower there. Gold kind of popped down through morning lows there with a little bit of a bottoming tail. I don't know if there's anything worth watching on that. I don't really love the idea of the long from right here, but you could make an argument for it. My buddy Jim. Gold getting a pretty decent move off that so far. Yeah, I do see Google moving. It's actually really pretty on a pullback to those 290.41s there. Market's still just that unknown at the moment. I think Nasdaq wants to try and pop here a little bit. How far that pop is the question that I don't really know the answer to. So I don't exactly know how to size for it or what the entry would be. I mean, we're just kind of, pushing off those lows at the moment that we just set 2 minutes into the day. We did get a nice little 2-minute retest there of the opening print. But I mean, if we are going to trend on the day, and that's the thing, is if we are going to trend and try and do what would be expected from here off 410s and get up through yesterday's highs of like 850s or whatever, then 832s, then there's still a good amount of room to rally. So I'm not I'm not bothered by it ripping, 50, 60, 70 points. And then if it gives us a pullback and a nice little, buy setup or entry or a shimmy or a divergence even maybe, if Russell or Dow comes down to make new lows, like I'm okay with any and all of that happening. Google's impressive though. It wants those 299.50 so bad. It turns out the gold entry down there at 4108s wasn't actually all that bad. Seems like Funded Next is getting a little bit of a bad rap out there at the moment. I guess they're changing rules. The fuck was that? Anybody else hear that? Yeah, I mean, let's not. We got 100-point range on the day, 122-point range on the day in NASDAQ so far, but it's like, yeah, maybe if you tried to play like kind of the gap fill back over the open type of situation, maybe you got a little something going here. I don't know. I don't love it yet. The one thing that doesn't seem to matter is Google. That thing just absolutely ripped. And Nvidia moving before earnings is a little bit like we're up 2% here now, kind of pushing up through yesterday's highs. I mean, total expected range is about $12 for Nvidia on earnings. We're already moving, 30% of that here. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily look bad from a daily chart perspective, like that. If we didn't have earnings, that you could argue along from down here, and stops under like 180s basically. Earnings coming in though tomorrow could be absolutely disastrous though. No, I mean I have no idea what they're going to be, but Apple rallying back pretty nice. Did you get that, Osborne? Did you find an entry in there? Just took the straight break. That's a move. Yeah, I was gonna say if you took that entry just straight over the level, takes your bows. Nice. I like that Apple move. I think you could try a little bit of gold. It's just a matter of like where does it go? I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I don't. I don't love it at the same time, but there's no levels. There's no nothing. It's. I don't want to force something just because it's there, or I think it's there. Nasdaq, on the other hand, getting a really nice rally. Still continuing to push. We got S&Ps pushing up towards those 66.72s. Russell and Dow are still the laggards here again today. Nasdaq, little arrow in place now here. Yeah, no, it's a crazy move in Google. I don't know why it's being extra today like that with with no entry, no nothing there. Like just straight up ripped. Maybe we can get a little pullback in the Nasdaq and at least get something that we can maybe look to do with it. I mean, it's a 41.5-minute bar so far, so we just got a little bit of a pullback. I mean, can we get back down to like 700s, 696s, something like that to work with? We got the Russell Dow maybe trying to participate now. S&Ps are coming up towards those 66.72s. I kind of like the idea of a Dow long for it to play catch up, but I would need an entry here and something that's not a massive stop either. I'm gonna try a little gold here. And that's probably the retest right there for the Dow. I'm gonna add a little Dow as well there. Let's see if we can't get a push. Long NASDAQ 632s. Let me get one. Let me get one or two of them. It's a nice move so far. Again, we technically have room to 149.75s. We've got like 400 plus points from here. Appreciate that. The Dow does not want to play game, or does not want to play ball today. S&P's just hit those 66.72s. We might just have to look to long S&Ps up over 66.72s. And to close the Dow. I don't really love that though. I feel like I'm getting shaken out either way. S&P's with a small little pullback off 72s and then immediately pushing back up through 72s. Damn, what a NASDAQ move. It's all green bars so far this morning. Like there has been nothing other than a green bar here for S&Ps and Nasdaq. It's crazy. Crazy work out of you, Nasdaq. I know. I'd love a retest of 72s. What's so weak in the Dow? Like, why is that not participating? I mean, again, we still have another 300 points to go in the NASDAQ. 825, 149, 75s. Amazon's weak. UNH. Home Depot. Boeing down 2%. I don't see anything like standing out that's like super, super weak in there, though. It probably just stopped me out down there, like I said, and then is now going to go ahead and do what it wanted to do. Which is always fun. Gold's working nicely, though. That's kind of making the day here. I'm probably going to go ahead and take this thing off. One more push here. I'll take it off now. For some, oh, of course. Of course. The Dow making a nice move. No, I'm literally I'm staring right at him. We are flat. Like it doesn't make any sense here at the moment. I don't quite know what to make of that. I want along the Dow though again. Gold made up for the Dow and then some. And I would love a pullback here because I think if we play catch up on the day, then there's room to 230. There's 1,000 points worth of room that the Dow could rally. Do I think the Dow is going to rally 2,000 points or 1,000 points? Probably not. But the idea that S&Ps and Nasdaq just did all that, and the Dow doesn't at least make it to yesterday's highs, which is another 200 plus points away, I think is probably pretty slim. So I would like to find an entry there. This has just gone straight. I mean, I'm not telling you guys anything you can't see on your own screen, but we've just gone straight up. Yeesh. Yeesh. That's 20 points right there from 66, 72s. I got ticked out on the Dow. I don't even want to. I don't even want to go look. I took gold off at like 41.24s. Which was still a nice move. I mean, it was good for about 10 points. But shit. This market move is. What's total range on the day? 335 points. Good Lord. If we do man it, like if we, which I don't, I mean, obviously anything's possible. I don't necessarily think it's possible that we can continue this rally all the way straight to 149s without any sort of pullback or anything. If we do that, then I will just full port short at 149s for like a 2-point scalp and call it a day. Because I don't know what else there is we can do here. Like, those are my options. There's a small little pullback we just had in the Dow there, but and by small means like 12 points here. I don't even want to look at the moment. Someone tell me when to look when there's a pullback. This is ridiculous. Redonkulous. I'd be okay with it if I was long. I'd be cheering it on. Yeah, exactly. What's a pullback? Son of a biscuit. I was like waiting super patiently to not only just for like an actual trade, but like I have a couple evals that are like $700, $1,100, $1,200, like away from passing, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just wait and get a nice little pullback or something to work with on the day. Let's pop a little zinger and be done. And we rallied 300 points, and nothing we can do. Uh, 46 142s. What you talking about? I don't have that. What you mean? It's 46035s down there, and then the opening print. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, that's the overnight open. Just because I have the overnight data on this chart. So the actual, like the normal open is 46 184s. If I turn this off, then it looks more normal. Yeah, I just keep the overnight on this one when I share it. Holy Google. $10.06. I just feel like we went through an entire week's worth of trading in freaking 36 minutes. Yeah, it looks like S&Ps just want to go straight there. I mean, this move, depending on obviously where we can go and what the day ends up looking like, this could very well end up setting kind of the weekly lows here. And if that's the case, then I mean, NASDAQ is, essentially back to, well, we have a 25 900s up there that never, basically 1,000 points from here, that never got tested when we broke through. That would be essentially where I'd be looking for us to go first. I kind of want to short this just because. Terrible idea, but All right, Osborne. What a NASDAQ move. Yeah, I think Liberty's point is kind of still the craziest. His ticks are at like plus 200 right now. Like high watermark on the ticks today is 352. I mean, that's legitimately nothing. Do we tank all of this back? That's the crazy part. Like if we do pull back and fail, we just drop 500 points from here back to 410s. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case, but like, yeah, we got room to pull back to 66.72s at least. It would cause some issues if we fail this. Bigger picture, that weekly would be kind of in jeopardy at that point, I would think. Maybe we do get a pullback, and that's when Dow decides to rip out, which it's kind of doing at the moment now. NASDAQ gets a small little red bar, and it gets its biggest green bar here. You wanna know what's crazy? I got filled on my stop in the Dow at 46.116s. That low was 113. That is highly unfortunate. NASDAQ kind of looks like, hey, this is time for a new rally now. Yeah, no, it did. It did, unfortunately. Nothing I can do about it, but yeah, it's nuts. Google move is nuts. The higher low of a 30-point pullback and a 350-point rally. It's wild. Like I said, we technically still have room to 149s, which is still 200 points from here. If we do like manage to get that rally, I mean, we're at 379 points on the day, another 200 on top of that, we'd be at basically 600 points, give or take. That'd be kind of crazy. That might honestly be the largest Nasdaq rally I can remember, like straight off the rip like that. No pull, like if we get no pullbacks, none of that, that will honestly be a little out of control. I mean, not that 370 points already isn't kind of out of control too, but gold going crazy still, 4130s. What a freaking move. It's looking like it. It is looking like it, that's for sure. A Dow move looking. Does this turn into a little bit of topping action up here and we see some sort of pullback now and can do something with this? It kind of looks like it. Nice little topping tail so far. If it gets bid right back up, then obviously, you know, it's nothing that needs to be done there, but what a move. It's only 10:19. You think the VIX expiration? I mean, it is OPEX, but it's only Wednesday, right? Yeah. That's an interesting little Dow pullback, trying to turn that bar back green again. NASDAQ doesn't honestly seem like it wants to stop. Like even 2 minute chart is just like eating up that little pullback we just got. This music is not it at the moment. We need a new vibe on the music for the moment being. Just one pullback? Yeah. Here it is. Here's your 2 minute pullback. Buy it up. S&Ps actually look like they want to get a little bit more of a pullback there. There's the pullback. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. the amount of patience that it requires on a day like this is kind of unreal, honestly. Russell and Dow are getting pullbacks now. They kind of look like they've got more of like a topping type action to them on the day at the moment than, obviously S&Ps and NASDAQ do. I just don't really know that we can. I don't really know how much of a pullback we can get. Yeah, if you got a nice week going, I wouldn't press it either. If I was going to do anything right here, like from a scalping perspective, trying to do something, it would be on eval accounts and not real funds. Like, I don't think there's any reason to risk essentially real capital at this point with a 414 point move. That's pretty gnarly. Shot caller, 20-inch blades on an Impala. Late tonight. Highway, money to fly away. Away, better way, yeah. Russell Dow, nice pullback there. NASDAQ does not seem like it cares. We might end up basing out here for a while, but I think pullbacks at the moment look like they're going to be fairly shallow. And we still, like I said, we still got 200 points to go, roughly 149.75s. Like, if we can hang out here, maybe get some sort of shimmy a little bit later on, obviously we're going to have to spend some time here, then I think there's something we could look to do and try and capture, potentially another 200 points to the upside for NASDAQ. I'm okay with that idea, hanging out and kind of waiting for that to set up. Or maybe S&Ps get a pullback all the way to 66.72s, which, I say all the way, it's not necessarily all that far, but I would prefer if NASDAQ stayed a little bit more sideways than that pullback. It would also be kind of super dope if Dow decided to get wrecked all the way down to lows instead of divergence, and then we got some sort of, at the same timing, we got some sort of either pullback to 66.72s or some sort of shimmy in NASDAQ or whatever it is, and we had a divergence to kind of couple that with as well. That would be great, honestly. if anybody can make that happen. That would probably be the best case scenario. But at the end of the day, I kind of think Nasdaq's going to try and pop one more time here. How far that gets is up for debate at the moment, but I'm about to close out this first hour of the day. I think we want like 25,000s here. And we'll just have to wait for a pullback. It would make sense too if we break the first hour's range. Damn, gold came all the way back. I wasn't even paying attention to that. That's a crazy looking buy setup in the Russell. I was gonna say there's a buy setup in the Russell. If you're into that sort of thing. I don't think we have to be, at the moment, that aggressive. I think we can wait for a pullback. This market never stops with the surprises, though. That's for sure. It keeps you on your toes. Oh, I haven't actually tried to log into the website yet. Have you been able to get back in? They said it was fixed this morning, I saw. Oh, you haven't actually been able to try incognito browser. Yeah, give me a minute. I'll try in just a second. Is market gonna get the pullback now? Can we do that? Is that allowed? Kind of looks like we might. Kind of looks like we might. I see it. I got the verification successful. Waiting for Apex to respond. Damn, they getting targeted, huh? Yeah, I'm getting that same thing. It doesn't let me log in at the moment either. Verification successful. Waiting for them to respond. You know how many people are probably trying to log in? Like, their database is actually fairly insane. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think that's what impacted them yesterday. It impacted a lot of people. I mean, there's only like a few main hosting companies out there. Yeah, it just so happens to be like some convenient timing, right? It's funny how that just so happens to be. Nice little pullback there now. Come on. Come on. Finally, a decent little pullback here now. Do we get to 66.72s or not? Yeah, it takes her a little bit more aggressive on the downside now. That's for sure. I thought we were going to try and poke under those 894s there for NASDAQ. We didn't. Got 897s. We did on S&Ps, but I think the Dow probably makes new lows on the day. I mean, I think if we do get it, then I think we long something else. I don't know that I would necessarily want to long the Dow. I don't know, it depends. Like how deep does this pullback really go is the question. You know, like right here is a kind of a little shimmy if NASDAQ wants to hold these 894s or not. I think we're probably going to try and pull back to 66.72s here for S&Ps. Gold got a decent little pullback there as well. Like I said, I think it's 66.72s combined with a Dow divergence and wherever NASDAQ is at that time. It doesn't necessarily matter. Which isn't that far. It's not that far yet. Dow's maybe trying to hold the open here for a second. I don't want S&Ps to hold here. I prefer you not do that. That'd be great. Did you ever get logged in, Joe? I got the site to load, but the login page does not load. Yeah, there we go. Keep on coming down. Dow got a decent little bounce there. Oh, it's not even pulling up in the Tradeovate account. Interesting. Part of me says if you wanted a trade in here, you could potentially look at a Dow short under opening print to try and get those lows of the day. Oh, I was able to get the login screen to load. I got a timeout request on trying to do anything else on Apex there. Trying to log in at least. I'd like to see us go take out these lows down there. That'd be kind of nice. Finish out getting to 66.72s there for S&Ps. I mean, I guess we could probably get through those lows back down to 46.035s, but oh wait, it's asking for my code. If it takes forever on the 2FA, it's probably going to reject. Oh no, they still got some server issues going on over there. I got some accounts to activate tonight though, so I would like for you to work, Mr. Apex. There was an issue. Yeah, because you're freaking timed out on me trying to get the code in there. Can the Dow die and S&Ps pull back, please? I'm not asking for a lot. We're talking 10 points in the S&Ps, 100-ish points in the Dow. The Dow only has a 276 point range on the day, which is kind of, the NASDAQ has a larger range on the day than the Dow. By like a lot, actually. What's the Dow low? 99. That's not overnight lows though either, right? We still got, yeah, there's still more room to overnight lows. 46,099s. $66.75s on the low so far there for the S&Ps. Come on, Dow, you can do it. If we do fail, it's gonna be kind of ugly. I don't know that NASDAQ fails though. I mean, I suppose it could, but this market's moving about as slow as Apex's website at the moment though. Which doesn't make a ton of sense. Yeah, I'm getting server errors and stuff too every time. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I had to walk away for a minute. I was wanting to buy that 66.72s. A little bit too much. We did get the divergence here in the Dow, and we've got a pretty decent little pullback here overall now as well. I mean, it really depends on the risk for the trade, right? Like if you can get, a risk of like 10 points on NASDAQ, then it's like, okay, yeah, we can probably use a full size contract there. Like $200 is probably well within like the risk tolerance there. But it just depends on that risk tolerance. Sometimes it might be acceptable to use 2, sometimes it might be acceptable to use 7. You just got to define that risk number. Here, I got to call you, Osborne. Making money to fly away. That's what I'm looking. What's up, dude? Here, I'll pipe you through now. Everybody should be able to hear you. Yo.
Yo.
All right, sweet. Um,
A lot of
yeah,
volatility, to tell you what.
dude, crazy move. Crazy
We're in the
move.
trenches before the pullback.
I'm debating. I'm debating if I want. I'm also like super hungry. Um, so I was debating too if I should go eat lunch and then come back and see where we're at. Um, but I wanted to buy the 66.72s, I think a little bit too much. And I was thinking about doing something crazy and putting some orders in there and then just like walking away. But I'm glad I didn't. I ended up just walking away for a couple minutes anyway. Um,
Smart.
which I think was obviously the smarter move. But I don't know. I mean, if we can hold here, I think Nasdaq's good. I would like. There's a small little pullback right here um, that I'm kind of eyeballing for Nasdaq. The 742.75s, and I mean, we pulled back. We traded 748s. So if we can get like a little shimmy down into that, then I'm kind of open to the idea of the longs. Um, from there, I don't know. What's your thoughts? Yo.
I'm staying out of trouble.
Yo. Well, that's lame.
I got nothing. I'm looking at these 670 calls for SPY for tomorrow.
670 calls for SPY tomorrow?
Yeah, just some SPY exposure for tomorrow, but I don't love anything. I don't think it's worth getting in trouble.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
confirmation close off of 72s. Is it worth a little? Is there some sort of shimmy that works over here? I'm sure, but we could just pop back into the open. YM's making new lows.
we just pushed under those 742s now. A little bit more aggression than I would have thought from there, but
I agree.
I have of these evals I'm working on right now, I have one that I need about $760 in. I got another one I need like $600 in.
I was laughing. You gonna get a Whopper for lunch? Someone said.
Dude, it's not a bad move. I mean, shit, don't tempt me.
That one you sent me smack or what?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the time. A Whopper is never a terrible move.
I think I'm gonna have to save my first Whopper for when we're together.
Bro, when was the last time you had a Whopper?
I don't think I have, bro. Like if I did, it would have been like in high school, maybe. I know, dude. They didn't let me out much.
Listen, every Burger King employee is sus. Like you can get a Whopper with a Coke and a side of Coke, if you know what I mean, at pretty much every Burger King I've ever been to in my entire life. It is what it is. I don't know. It might be like part of the application process, low key. You need at least 2 misdemeanors and 1 felony to work there. And a neck tat. If you ain't got a neck tat, then you're not eligible.
I want a long. I said I was gonna stay out of trouble, but I want a long those spies bad. It's the live because I wasn't planning on taking the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot. I didn't do shit today. I wanted Google. That was the only thing I was watching, and then I called it out, and then it ripped another 600 points on those, or $600 on those cons, and I just watched them. I was like, all right. I swing on Apple. Those went, they're doing their thing, but nothing too crazy. Still want a bigger move in there, up into 280s. We'll see if these
Yeah.
long continue to work. You would think it's around this area, but I feel like it might do some foolishness stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to push the button here on NASDAQ.
To be or not to be.
I know. Oh, he said, "Am I a
NASDAQ.
Whopper or a Whopper Junior kind of guy?" Bro, I am 250 pounds. What'd you think? I ain't no junior.
Is Nick in the chat? He needs a free month for that comment.
Yeah, Waffle House, you just gotta have done meth at some point in your life to be a cook. Like that's part of the drug test isn't to see whether you're clean or not. The drug test is to make sure you're dirty so that we can actually have
Keep the
some good
vibes right.
food. You can work a full 24 hours. We're going to pay you for 8, but you get all the free food you want, and you can smoke meth outside by the dumpsters. Nobody cares. Exactly, yeah. Uh, you got to miss like these 3 on the side right here. If you don't have those three out, you're not eligible. I'm sorry. Waffle House is probably the greatest place on earth, though, low key. You can find whatever kind of time you're looking for in a Waffle House at 1 a.m. Oh yeah, IHOP's the upscale.
This the fake out here, broski?
Should we long some Nasdaq? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know, man. Or do we pull a Hawaii 5-0 and fucking go get the lower levels?
Hmm.
I want to say that doesn't happen, but does retail have enough balls to long around here? Just enough dumbness to long around here?
I don't know, dude. I think we still chill. I wanted 67, 66, 72s. I think a little bit too bad.
It was a good walk away.
It was. It
I
was.
would argue it was a perfect walk away.
I did set alerts though to make sure like if we got new lows in the Dow, I could at least like see what was happening. And
I thought about that I mean, we're talking about psychology at this point, and it's probably a great video. And you could even say it right now if you wanted to go back and record it, just break through what happened and everything. But well, there's so many ways I could have took that. But when you said notifications, I felt like I got caught up. I still do get caught up in that. It's like even like Apple as an example. I took Apple and like I never got notified, right? Because it's still in the same range. Like technically, I got notified when we broke the highs of the day. The point is like we can get so caught up in like every 2 minute blah blah blah, and we're like in this trade and we like just overthink at the end of the day, whether it's in a trade, taking a trade, whatever it is. It's like not to say that that notification was invalid or anything, but it's like I feel like a lot of times we set these notifications and we really could limit that to really what's important. You know what I mean? Really, what breaks trend? Really, what is a valid setup? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just wanted what I thought would be the divergence. Um, and then we did have that like the other day. Like we missed the Dow by like 2 points or something on lows. We missed it yesterday essentially by like 5 ticks or so, with 5 points down there on lows. And that bottoming tail this morning was kind of, I mean, the whole Dow action, I think today, well, you could say Dow and Russell today have been a little bit funky. Um, just like overall, combined. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I think the other thing too, which I mean, Liberty obviously alluded to, and I was watching it, and or not alluded to, he pointed it out. I mean,
Yeah, talk more.
the ticks this morning. I mean, we pushed up. We do have a high on the day now of 500 on the ticks, but like we were.
That was on the push down. We got that high read.
No, like literally right at the highs. That was
Right
our
at the,
highest print when Nasdaq kind of pushed up, 24,950s or so.
what
Um,
print is technically high? 500.
you say what?
Like in general, when you're looking at ticks, 500 is high.
No, like 1,000, 1,200 is like the range that you would want to kind of see. Like that's a high range. So like yesterday,
This the
uh,
long?
I think it is. I didn't push any buttons yet, but um, yeah, like so like yesterday in all of the action that we saw yesterday, which was fairly sideways, two-sided type of action, right? We still ended up with a plus 1,051 tick reading on the day, right? At some point. Today, we ripped 350 points, right? Well, 400 point range on the day. And we were legitimately stuck like at 255, 300 ticks. So the the support, if you will, behind the scenes, the internals, right, which is what tick is measuring, is the upticks versus the downticks. Um, just wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like we weren't really seeing the same pressure, if you will, in the individual names that's reading those ticks, right? So it just felt really, really off. Like for us to see a move like that and not see like a 1,200, 1,300 tick reading is like kind of unreal. Like it's I don't know that I've seen that essentially ever. You know what I mean? Like we're now getting, to the downside, we got a minus 777 tick. And that was just, 10, 15 minutes ago. So that part seemed like super, super off to me. And I don't exactly know what to make of it, but I guess it was broken for a bit this morning, maybe. I don't know. Or it was just a pure index rally. It is OPEX. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. There was the VIX options expiration this morning. That happens on the in the AM. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, honestly. It just wasn't right. It wasn't normal.
Yeah, I don't read the text. I don't know how to read it. Stochastic was triggering earlier though. It's the first 5 minute trigger on ES. Google was so pretty, man. If it just opened a little bit higher, I would have full ported it open. Not full port, but I would have grabbed some it open. Real pretty chart in there. Mm-hmm. You got any other plans this tonight? Hump day?
Hump day. Yeah, actually, here in a little bit, I'm gonna go to doing like a little wedding thing at Jackson's school, and I don't know. It's for like learning letters or some shit. Everybody is a different letter, so like I'm gonna be I, Emily's gonna be E, and like we get to walk down the aisle. I don't know whether I'm on bride or groom side or whatever the case is, but so yeah, I don't know. That'll be kind of fun, and see where that goes. I have no idea what's to
Learning the
come of that.
alphabet?
I think we're doing something like that. I don't honestly know. I was just told to.
What is I for? I is for
I have no idea.
no words that
You're
start with I, dude.
you're
Insect?
Iverson, Allen Iverson.
I is for Iverson. There you go.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Or IHOP. There you go.
IHOP. There you go.
My dad used to have some joke about you should meet her sister, Eileen, or something. It was about like that.
I've heard that before, actually.
I forget the full joke, yeah. Another one was you're about as lucky as a one-legged man in the ass whooping contest. Ass kicking contest.
My dad used to always say that he's like, I'm sweating like a whore in church. Like, well, I don't know if that's appropriate.
It's funny.
Or like what was it? You're more nervous than a or a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I'm like, what?
A long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. That's a fucking classic there.
I did try a little
Looks like,
NASDAQ there on an eval, by the way.
like you, but you're crazy.
I only got 2 more at the moment to pass. I'll have to get some more. But I can't log into Apex, so I guess it don't really matter.
Some of their shit's down.
Yeah.
In 5 minutes, looking nice. It wants to work. You think we make new highs or we fake some people out?
I think we try and push here and get a nice little bounce, but I don't know where it goes. That's the like bigger picture. That's the only thing I don't know.
Yeah, NVIDIA should take us somewhere. More should be fun.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger picture play at the moment is whatever that's going to end up doing.
I could beat, I go a cappella.
I do live in a trailer with my mom. Oh shit. Nasdaq said nope.
Where you going, girl?
Nasdaq said nope.
It's called the impatient longs. I didn't hit any, didn't get any this morning. A 5-minute trigger and I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of fuckery around here.
There probably will be.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me jump on, my G. What else you got? Anything exciting?
That's pretty much it. I don't know. I mean, where do you think we close higher or lower from here at end of day? What's the what's the thought process?
Well, my thought is I think NVIDIA gaps us up. Therefore, I don't think we continue to go up. I think the range is set. If not, we go lower. I think NVIDIA gaps us up. That's at least what I'm hoping for.
I can see that. Kind of looks to me like Nasdaq wants to maybe fail and go back towards.
Yeah, if we close dirty and get a gap down, that could be interesting. That 5-minute is dirty on them. Outside bar.
Yeah,
Failure.
it is. She is indeed.
RTY off the open. So the fuckery has. The video do a nothing burger, you think? I hope not, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
maybe a gap into 167 weekend long.
I feel like any kind of gap down is a bad thing, given where it's like
Yeah.
currently at. You know what I mean? Unless it's just like too big. Like, I mean, if it's
120.
to like 152s,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, I think we got something we can do. We got something we can work with in there, but I don't think that obviously is going to be the case. I mean, that'd be 3 times the expected move essentially.
The long exposure I have is Apple, so I want Apple to gap over. I want the gap up selfishly because I feel like it'll be a funner long, and I think if Apple can gap over, so right here, 275, it can get off for the races. Have a nice solid green week.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's all.
Nasdaq's trying to fight this little pullback now.
I agree.
I mean, at this point, it might as well go test opening print, right?
You would think. Till it puts an outside hammer green bar on the 5-minute.
The double reversal. Oh, what a market, dude. It's kind of gnarly, honestly.
I'm gonna go back on a 2-minute for NASDAQ. Did anything break, or what did that look like this morning? I was watching Google run away.
Yeah, that was fun.
Tiny little pullback. You got long in NASDAQ
I flipped
at the
it.
lows.
Huh?
Sorry, this morning.
I did an initial little scalp, like kind of pre-market area, and I got like
Oh,
4 points on it, and I was like, oh, that was fun.
for sure. And then you took a YM on stream, right? That was the only trade you took?
Yes. I took a Dow and I took a gold. Gold made the day. Gold's the only reason I'm actually green on the day.
Nice.
I'm kind of wondering if this is the divergence now, though, with we got the Russell and we got the Dow again.
Makes you wonder.
Do we full port this? Just long it and full port it? I mean, say forget the opening print, market rallies back. I don't know. I mean, the gold and silver move is a little bit interesting. I don't know if that's maybe the right word either, but I don't know that those probably should have done what they did.
Gold and silver.
Yeah. Giving back that much of the rally.
Shit. I gotta jump my G.
Yeah, roll. All right.
And a solid 25. Could have brought more energy. I apologize for that.
Nah, it's good. I think that morning rally was a little. Honestly, I'd venture to say that most people they either did really, really well during that or they got in trouble and kind of spent the rest of the time fighting it. But he out.
Love you, bro. Peace.
Love, bro. Peace. You spent the rest of the time fighting it, trying to make something happen. I mean, I'd venture to say I don't think you're alone in that. I can look at it, Nick. I should be able to. I got to do it for one or two other people as well. But yeah, I should be able to. Yeah, do that. Make it happen. What does this market want to do here is the question. Yeah, the new mentorship, just like having all that content, everything in there, it's kind of crazy, honestly. It's a little unreal. Nasdaq to 570s. You want these morning lows? I could see it. I could see it. Part of me thinks we got to try and pop first. Like, I mean, we sold off essentially 300 points, right? Like, why would we not at least try and shove like back over 24,800s just even for a moment for it to still fail potentially, but like, why not? I don't know. And that's the question here. We've got the Russell divergence, we got the Dow divergence. Yeah, I get it. We've got a ton of weakness here, but I don't think it makes sense that we just completely crater all that. I could be wrong, and we just continue to go down. I mean, at the moment, that downtrend is fairly aggressive, but I don't know. It would make sense if we did try and at least shimmy out some people or get some new longs interested. Apex just did an update, said that the website's currently unreachable. Developers are working on it. Well, Watch it be like part of the ploy. It's all part of the game. I don't think it is, but I think they're going to extend the $40 PA fee for sure. That sale, I think, has done. I think that's done pretty well. Imagine though if they bring on like a 90% off sale plus the $40 PA fee. It would be essentially impossible not for everyone not to try and get 20 accounts, even if you don't trade them all together. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if you fail it once or twice, you're still, I mean, shit, you could fail it 5 times. You're still in it for less than $100. Yeah, I could see him doing it. I have not, no. I'm green in that account actually pretty decently, um, considering like the size and everything. The account's done. I'm actually happy with it. So I don't I don't suspect any issues on payouts in there, to be honest. Um, I know some other people that have already gotten payouts and stuff from them, but you got like 4,500 in there so far. Then okay, sweet. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the only thing I don't love the like the it was kind of confusing the language on like the dashboard about like minimum profit to qualify. It made it seem like I needed, at least when I first looked at it, it made it seem like I needed that plus whatever I had in profit, which would like kind of get me um like closer to the 159 payout number. And I was like that doesn't really make sense. Um but it's the consistent, like that's the bottom dollar on like consistency numbers, which after I like kind of realized, I just didn't like the wording on it. Other than that though, I'm happy with it. I like it. I don't love the whole like Project X kind of pulling their licenses for everybody. I feel like that's kind of a, I mean that's that guy's MO, but there's nothing you can really do about that. I feel like that was kind of a conflict from the start though. You own a prop firm, you create a new quote unquote platform to allow all the other prop firms to use to get all the users on, and then once you have all those said users, you just no longer allow access to that platform from all of your other competitors. Like, I don't know. I don't know that that's my favorite move. But I feel like most people had to have seen it coming, at least in this space with who they were dealing with. Maybe not, I don't know. Just trying to get there. Nice, good work, Joe. What'd you get, opening print? 42.50s exactly. I still think we want to try and pop before, if we're gonna die, I think we still pop first. Did the Dow break? Did we break yesterday's low? 990, 989. We did actually, huh? I was gonna say, part of me really wants to try a Dow trade here to the long side. I scalped it. Apex still won't let me in. Kind of looking like NASDAQ might actually want to go lower instead of getting that pop first. This area is a little bit, I mean, this area is just, I think, trouble in general. Like, if we can pop from here, then I think it's great. I don't know. I just feel like entries and targets and like the whole thing today have just been a little bit, they've been a little bit harder than I would like for them to be. You know what I mean? Like, we run 300-400 points and like there's no real entry. It's like, okay, we wait for a pullback, we get the pullback, and then now all we've done is essentially just red bar, green bar inside of like a 60-point range here, and maybe try and go higher, maybe want to try and go lower. Made new lows in Russell, new lows in Dow. But like really haven't gone essentially anywhere. for as large of a range as we have on the day, the amount of opportunity that I think there actually is or was is fairly limited. And like I'm wanting to push the button to be long Dow, but just I can't. I scalped it a couple minutes ago, but I can't bring myself to really want to put a full position on here for any kind of idea. Yeah, I don't think that's a. I mean, I don't think that's a bad way of looking at today. No money made, but no money lost. And that's the thing is I would probably be a little bit more. We didn't push a single button yesterday, which was obviously good discipline, and worked out in our favor. Today we did a little bit of Dow, which obviously was a loser initially. The scalp just now was a winner, but then gold was really what held it down. Like I said, I'm small green here on the day, and if I didn't have that, I would probably try and press a little bit more to try and make something of the day at this point, but I don't know. We're gonna give it to 12 o'clock and then kind of wrap it up and call it a day from there. I think I'd like to see us pop like that. That I think would be the better thing to see, because at least if we pop and then start to fail, then I think it opens the door for shorts. But if we pop and we hold, then I think longs are back on the table just based on the divergences in which we just set down here with, Russell and Dow and stuff. Dow is getting a little bit of a pop there from those 35s. S&P is trying to come around a little bit here. Like I said, I think we're going to try and pop before we go lower, if we're going to go lower on the day. We technically do have a divergence in place, so we don't necessarily have to anymore. And Dow's trying to hold this 46.035s. I would be interested in Dow longs back over the open. I'd be interested in S&Ps back over 66.72s as well, but I don't know. I think this might just end up being what it is, and we be grateful for what we got, which was not a whole lot of much, but it is. It is. I think we can see a decent little pop here. I mean, it would make sense if we try to get up through like that 756s there. It's a decent Dow move, though. Debated those 46.035s, like a 50-point move so far. I mean, it's not probably not worth the risk, but I don't know. 11:58 here. I guess Trump is set to speak here relatively soon. Well, he'll probably be late, but anybody have any questions? Charts you want me to take a look at? Throw some symbols out there, some tickers, whatever. I could do that for a couple minutes. My thoughts on NASDAQ for the rest of the day. I think so. There's two things. One is if the Dow divergence does hold down here, which at the moment it's kind of looking like it wants to, That's about a 100-point pop now from the Dow. Then I think Nasdaq can kind of work its way back up. There's technically room to 149s, 25 149s, which is obviously it's a aggressive move from here. Um, so if that's to be the case, then obviously we got plenty of room to go, like another 400 plus points. Um, I'm also kind of the belief that if we do rally and fail, kind of push up back towards 24,800s, give or take. Like I said, somewhere up over 756s. If we do that and then fail and roll over, then we've got room back to 410s. From there. So I like that we're seeing some strength out of the Dow because that was the one this morning that I mean it did move a little bit, but definitely not. It's moved more now. I feel like from the lows than it did, essentially this morning. Um, so yeah, I'm kicking myself a little bit on that one now because it's 120 points here. Excuse me, and technically the target again, like I said, was like 1,000 points to the upside. So I'd be more interested back over the open with it, of course, which is like only another 30 points away from here. If we can get there, 184s. But yeah, I think that's going to be the big question now. And the range could essentially be set. Like it's it's a pretty large range overall for Nasdaq now on the day. Like should we really, I mean, do we need more? Like can we ask more of the Nasdaq out of this range, or I don't know. That's the big question. It's a slow start to the week though for me, which I'm totally fine with. Nasdaq coming right back down. Damn. Nasdaq dropped. Well, I guess we aren't going to get as much of a rally as I thought. Russell new lows there. Dow right back to the 035s. There's not going to be anything for me to do with this. I mean, NASDAQ now looking like all we're going to do is test opening print and then maybe try and hold here. I don't know. This is some action that I don't even know. We're not doing the things in which like you would kind of normally expect us to do. That's part of the problem here. Like straight back up, opening print to straight back up now. Yeah, I think it's a good idea, Noah. I'm gonna say I'm done on the day as well. I mean, if anything, I don't even. No, that's probably not even a great idea either. Let's say if anything, try S&P's off opening print, but I don't even like that. The topping tail on the day, like I mean, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Is if we do go up there and pop those highs and then essentially fail, which is kind of what we've done, that would put some things in jeopardy from a bigger picture standpoint. And it seems like we're doing it oddly enough in the metals as well at the same time, which doesn't quite make sense to me either. Like gold and silver getting this move in addition to the S&Ps and NASDAQ, like it just doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't quite make complete sense here for me. Try and see what that looks like at the moment, but part of me wants to long the Dow, even though S&Ps and NASDAQ are kind of doing what they're doing. I don't even know, to be honest. I didn't even know they were. I didn't know. I didn't know they were having issues. That's the level of unimportance I put on pretty much everything outside of a chart. Like if I'm trying to include any kind of like fundamental, technical, anything other than like what I know. Well, I shouldn't say technical, but yeah, anything outside of what I already know. Um, I honestly have no idea. I think Nasdaq's sitting right on opening print, aren't we? My charts are a little slow too now. Yeah, we're sitting literally right on opening print there. There's a nice little pop in gold just now. A 10-point pop. Yeah, I don't blame you. Nice little week so far. Let's see if Apex lets me back in now. I got some business to do with them. Cancel a couple accounts, activate a couple accounts, get some more accounts. See if they want to work. All right, I'm gonna roll. There's gonna be nothing for me to do here. Oh, nice. Let's go, dude. Good work. Good work. I did get logged in. Apex let me get logged in. That's a start. That is a start. Sweet. Anyways, I'm gonna roll. I gotta get ready to leave anyway. And yeah, what a weird day. Could have been a phenomenal day if you just longed the open and held on for the ride, but yeah, I don't know. That was tough. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I got here. I'm gonna go ahead and tune off. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We got NVIDIA earnings after the bell, so I'm kind of looking forward to that and see if we can get some movement out of this NASDAQ and, find a direction. But again, we're the week before Thanksgiving, I think, right, is next week. So we're just kind of in this interesting little spot. But yeah, anyways, appreciate you guys. I will see you tomorrow. If you need me, reach out. As always, have a good one.